that they want to actually create a compost pile of large animal carcasses, including farm animals, livestock, because particularly in the cold months when the farmers can't till the soil because it's frozen, a cow might die. And she said, she's talked to the farmers and that's provided food source for how much does a cow weigh? There's a lot of meat there. And the coyotes will feast on it over the course of several months.
The problem.
Wait, so we're encouraging coyote growth?
What's that?
We're encouraging coyote.
But she
wants to take the, like the deer, roadkill, et cetera, or just deer that people come across that might be, just
The problem-
to keep it away from the
keep waiting and put it in compost.
But the problem is,
So that it's not a food source for
the problem is with her presentation the other night, she doesn't understand composting because she was going to put them on cement floor.
Yeah.
In bins and put the leaves and so forth in there and cover it.
Right.
For composting, you have to have heat.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a lot of, green material in there, and you have to have water.
Mm-hmm.
So they would just, they really wouldn't
No, it
compost.
wouldn't be covered on top.
I thought she said she was
No,
going to
she
cover it on top.
No, it would be three-sided bin, basically.
Okay, I thought she said.
She said, I did say tent. She did. Check on the record, and
Okay.
you'll see.
Check out the-
She did do that.
Hey, you're right, that's not that water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, that's what I'm compost, but anyway, sorry.
Understand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
so we're going to turn
Yeah,
the
dead
transfer
animals
station
in
into
compost.
a carcass recycling center. We need a sign for that.
Nose,
Right, yeah.
nose clips,
Oh,
are surrendered at the
Yeah,
gate.
great, yeah.
He's putting this on the record.
Sounds like,
Right.
I think the most important sign we need is actually a sign for the transfer station. And there's only a sign on the opposite side on a pole facing the transfer station. So when you're driving by, you're not going to see that sign.
Mhm.
And apparently it's because of the neighbors.
The
At least
neighbors?
that's
The neighbors.
what they think. That was their
Oh, yeah.
opinion. The two people I
That was
spoke with.
Steve and Harry?
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason
Let's
there
give them
was
up here.
The reason there was no signs were because they thought the neighbors might object. They thought that was.
I think we should have, and this is part of the planting that we're
Yeah.
going to be doing, screening the fencing along the North Main Road. As part of the sort of beautification, so that, it's a public facility, it should be dressed up a little bit. We should also have a nice sign.
A nice,
Yeah,
like,
I-
wooden
We
sign.
should, it's not something we should be,
No, we
this is
can
the whole
like
thing
it.
that nobody pays attention to, and then it's neglected. It should be a public facility, we honor it, we respect it, it functions, serves a very important function in town, and recognize it.
Yeah, the neighbors have complained about a lot of things up there, but I never heard about
I
signs.
haven't heard that yet.
I
Right.
think we are complaining about signs.
Yeah, so maybe
And then, also too, because people don't always remember that it's closed during the week, Tuesday and Wednesday, so.
But they're always on the sign.
Oh,
Well, you guys are on little
Yeah.
tiny signs.
All the signs up there are so little.
yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Okay, this is the article that's going to go in the press. Edited. I'll draft up another one with some more information down the road.
One more.
I'll draft up another one with what would be on the next column and pass it around at the next meeting. Also tomorrow, Rhode Island Resource and Recovery is making a presentation to the Jamestown schools. This is the times that they're going to do it. In case you're around, you might stop in and say hello. There'll be two people coming. One of them will be dressed in Max Man for the younger kids, and the other one will just be dressed normally. But they're pretty excited about it. I also asked Rhode Island Resource and Recovery if they would give a town presentation at a large audience, and they said they'd be glad to. Just let us know the time, place, whenever, and we'll work out some deal if we have to do that.
Mhm.
What else do I have to talk about? Yeah. Okay, now, the principal thing I'd like to accomplish tonight is to take a look at pay to throw with some numbers associated with it. And I thought of a number of ways of doing it, and I developed a little model on my computer, just a spreadsheet, that will allow us to make some assumptions on the numbers, and we can then calculate the results automatically. So what I've done is created a blank sheet with some blanks in it that we can scribble numbers on, and whatever we decide on, I can tell you what the results are. Let me explain the sheet first. The top part are the assumptions, all the numbers that we know, and the blank spaces are the ones that we're going to be plugging. Down below is the calculations, and I've got a number of them. One of them is what Island Rubbish gets from the residential, how much money they get from the residential customers based on the assumptions that I made above. The next one would be what the town revenue would be from the annual user fee, whatever we decide the user fee will be. Then what the town revenue will be, net revenue will be with the sale of bags. If we sell bags and we plug in the cost of the bags up top. And then the next two things are the residential annual cost today of what they're paying for Island Rubbish, and then the bottom one is what you pay for the transfer station. So it's $288 that the average customer pays Island Rubbish, and $100 to go to the transfer station. Whatever numbers we put up on top will generate some numbers down below to see if the residential difference will be plus or minus in both cases. What I also assume, and this could be a gross assumption, is that if we went to pay as you throw, we would have less trailer hauls from the transfer station. And I just said for purposes of this, that we could cut it in half. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but we can do it. But we would save $7,500 if we did that, based on the numbers that we have. I also did some other things like the cost of the tipping fee and what the excess that we paid last year. The next page is a summary of the proposed pay-to-throw program, and whatever numbers we put in and the calculations we make will tell us what the economics of that will be. Just for fun, I put in what the cost to do nothing would be. If we just go today the way we're going and we annualize the amount of tons that we've delivered to the transfer station, what would be in the same recycling rate, the town would, instead of paying $9,000 excess, would pay $17,000 excess. So doing nothing would only hurt us, so we have to do something. Okay, so let's put some numbers in here and see what the results are. The town cost per trash bag. Now, apparently Middletown pays 25 cents? 28 cents. Is that a good number to put in?
I think so.
And so we put 28 cents.
I wanted to look into the trash bags that you found in Florida.
You know, let me tell you about that. What we're talking about here is this article that I had. And it says, we purchased this is from a person in Canada, and it says we purchased biodegradable garbage bags. They are not expensive. Well, I was all hot to trot on that idea. And then I was talking to Mike Cronin, the fellow from Middletown that came over to talk to us, because I wondered what they paid for their bags and stuff. And so I asked him about biodegradable. He said, I don't know anything, about biodegradable, but he said, I know about landfill.